do you guys have any ideas? What are some ideas for how they can make Grand Arena fun again? Can somebody give me an idea in chat? How you think they can make Grand Arena a fun game mode again for everybody below Kyber 1? Greetings and hello there, everyone. It's me, your ever-loving Star Wars dad, Nooch Too Good, here with a problem. There's a problem with Grand Arena, and I think we've all been through it at different levels of Grand Arena. You know, when you as you climb up, you're always facing some bigger giant roster. They've got 6 Galactic Legends, you have 2, you know, and you beat 1 out of every 3 of those, and I think we all experience that, and we know that it's a challenge, but that's not going to change, and I think a lot of that is really indicative of a lot of that is indicative of you're really good at Grand Arena, and the person you're playing either doesn't engage very much or isn't very good at Grand Arena. Maybe they don't know the right defenses to put, they don't have very good mods, whatever. So a lot of that, as you climb through Grand Arena, is really truly indicative of your skill level. You've got 2 Galactic Legends, they've got 6, you play them, you give them a run for their money, or you beat them. That indicates that you're at the right skill level, right? All that said, and however, you guys know that I've started a couple of free-to-play accounts this year. Right now I'm doing my Nooch 2 Jabba. We're rushing after Jabba free-to-play to see how long it takes to get Jabba with the current setups, the way the game works right now. Carbonite Grand Arena it's a mess. It's not fun. It's not fun, and it's broken. For the new players, for people just getting into Grand Arena, hitting level 85 free-to-play or getting the Hyperdrive bundle, Grand Arena at the Carbonite levels is not a fun game mode. And let me get into what I'm talking about here. And we're going to take a look at a few different ways of this. But this is what's been happening every time. And I'm going to review this one right here. Well, let's talk about my roster first, okay? My roster right now, I have 4 Gear 12, working on Commander Luke Skywalker. So I'm building up I don't have any relic characters yet, okay? I'm at 886,000 galactic power. My ships are nothing to speak of at all. I'm working on my bounty hunters so I can get the Millennium Falcon. I've got the Executrix. I just don't have great ships. I don't have great anything. I am just kind of pushing forward, building up my roster to work toward Galactic Legend Jabba the Hutt, right? Now, here's my opponent in the first round. He go Damask. Of course, that's, yeah, okay, we get it. 4 million galactic power, relic characters up and down the roster, bought the recent bought the Resistance and First Order bundles, and the Radis bundle. I mean, just did everything. Just, this person has so much more than I do, but that's not even my complaint. Well, it is kind of my complaint. Here's my complaint. These Carbonite matches are so non-competitive that often, and I actually was able to get a victory down here on this one, which is pretty amazing. It took me 2 tries to beat this Palpatine Vader. Actually, Wampa beat that by Wampa beats Palpatine and Vader, just FYI. Gear 12 Wampa. But these matches are so non-competitive that what I've been doing in a lot of cases, and I actually went 2-1 doing this last round, is I go in, I just fight a battle to get my 10 points, and that's it. I just get my 10 points. I can't do anything. Look at this. This is a relic Darth Revan. I have nothing to beat that. I can't even begin to scratch the surface against that team. And so I would just go in, get my 10 points for 1 loss, and then back out. And then I just have to hope they don't play. And this is the same thing. I did get a win this time, but if they don't play, I get a W. If they do play, I lose. And that's Carbonite Grand Arena. And that kind of extends into Bronzium some as well. And I know it extends all the way to the top level. You know, it extends for a long time. But down at Carbonite, it's ridiculous. Every single match. Capital Games, I hope you watch this. I don't know if you watch it all. I don't know if you listen to anybody. Please, every single match in Carbonite, for people that are brand new, Grand Arena to me is still the best game mode ever invented in a gacha game like this. For me, it's a blast. I love putting my entire roster up against another player's entire roster. But at the Carbonite levels, this is absolutely broken. Now we're going to talk about some solutions here. And I'll show you my next round here. We're going to talk about some solutions. I should have mentioned up front. I don't like just talking about problems. You got to have some. Here it is. I went in and got my 10 points, and then he came in and wiped me out. And we look at the rosters here. His roster, Han Alono. He's at 4 million and no Galactic Legends. What he got? Jedi Knight Luke. He's just bought all the packs, and he's down in Carbonite 3. And I've got to compete against him, and I can't. It's not competitive. It is not competitive. So here are some ideas. I wrote on my little slip of paper. Sorry, no graphics today. I've got to get ready for work. But one of the things I heard that's not going to happen. People were kind of giving just different versions of the old Grand Arena, where you would hold back Galactic Power, try to get matched up against people that are similar to Galactic Power, but your roster is more efficient and you beat them. People are kind of giving stuff that's similar to that. We're never going to go back to Grand Arena is tied to Galactic Power in any way, or number of Galactic Legends. You can't say you got 2 Galactic Legends, I got 2 Galactic Legends, we're going to play each other. It's just not going to happen. That's not going to happen. So we don't want to go with that. Now, I'm going to go through all these rosters that I'm playing up against, by the way, so while we do this. I think that some of the best things I've heard of, and Darth Locator is a big component of this, reset the brackets every 3 months, every 4 months, every 6 months. You know, just reset everything to 0. You know, so that these people like Honolulu at 4 million, he'd drop right into a Rhodium or Bronzium or Chromium. He'd probably be in Chromium is where he'd be. But I'd be down here in Carbonite with people that are closer to my skill level, right? So just reset the brackets every now and then. Like they haven't done it once. They came out with this new version of Grand Arena. It's been a couple years, and they have not once reset the brackets. I don't want to do that. To make something new and interesting, and to give more competitiveness to the lower levels. Galactic Power gates, you know? Hey, if you're at 4 million, you can't go below Bronzium. If you're at 5 million, you can't go below Chromium. If you're at 6 million, you can't go below Rhodium. 7 million, you can't go below Kyber, right? So we keep it open, we keep it more, and maybe it'd be different than that, but maybe you can't go into Chromium if you're above 2 million. You know, maybe it's just staggered Galactic Power gates for each tier, you know, for Carbonite, Bronzium, Chromium, etc. And every single one I'm up against, it has infinitely more stuff than I do. Now this one's just a classic. They bought all the bundles, so they're better than I am. But I mean, it's just not Carbonite is not competitive, and not interesting. It's not a fun game mode for Carbonite. What else do we got here? A lot of stuff related to inactivity. Maybe just a better elo system overall. You know, give us a better elo, something that actually takes into account what the roster looks like, how you're performing with that roster. Like, if you got a 6 million roster, but you're losing to people that are at 1 million, maybe you should be like even lower elo. You know, maybe you should be even farther down the path. Maybe new players at level 85 start off in, I don't know. That's not a good idea. I was gonna say they start off in Bronzium, but I don't think that's a good idea. Now, it's a good idea that they really tied crystals to Grand Arena, right? I think that's great. I think it's really important that crystals have been tied to Grand Arena, and it's really good for the game, and it does encourages roster growth. That was a big problem, is the old system was encouraging, you know, stagnant rosters. The new system does encourage you to grow your roster to catch up to folks, so that's a good thing. But the problem is it's encouraging people just, hey, I'm still going to get some crystals, so if I just join and don't even do anything, I'll get some crystals at the end of the round, and I'll be fine with that. I don't care. You know, it's so there should be penalties. I think that's one of the best suggestions, is penalties built in for inactivity, penalties built in for just dropping levels, for not trying, for just going in and doing your 10-point battle when you're, you know, like some kind of formula. If you're at least twice as big a Galactic Power as the opponent, and you just do your one battle to lose, or you just play one battle every time, there's a penalty for that, and you drop farther from that. You get less rewards. You get put into like a below Carbonite level. There's an inactive. There's Carbonite, Bronzium, Chromium, Rhodium, Kyber, and then at the very bottom there's inactive or low activity, inactivity, and that's where you drop down. And the rewards there are, maybe you don't get crystals in the inactivity level. I think that would solve a lot of problems. If you drop a bunch of people into the inactivity part of it and say you don't get crystals in the inactivity level, or you only get 50 crystals at the end of the round, or just drop the rewards significantly, then people will actually have to play at that point and make an effort to make this more competitive. If they're making an effort, they're going to be climbing. So if you have to make some kind of effort and you have a 7 million roster of multiple Galactic Legends, you're gonna automatically be climbing, because you're gonna beat people like me automatically. So you will be out of my level here eventually if you made like an inactivity bracket where people are punished for not playing, for entering and not playing, and maybe not the first time, but 2 times in a row of doing that. you get punished 2 out of 3 times. You're inactive or you're very lightly active. You just, you know, you do very little. You get punished. I think that's a really great idea, actually. You know, maybe if you're inactive and you don't battle, that there's just other ways of I like the idea of just changing the way Elo works. And I don't know if that's a thing, but you know, working out the ranking system so that I get more benefits. Like if I'm 1 million and I beat a 4 million roster, I get more benefits out of that. Like I climb up, I get double points for doing something like that if I beat somebody that's bigger than me. Right now, you know, the system is always benefits the person with the bigger roster. If there's a tie, the person with the bigger roster wins. And I've never really understood that. I get that they want to encourage growth and promote that, you know, people growing your roster, because the game grows when rosters are growing. I get it. I just think you're not really. I think by giving ties to the person with the bigger roster is not encouraging roster growth. Like that's not something that's a big. It is something that makes me think really negatively, but it's not something that makes people think really positively. It's not something that spurs growth. If you have a tie, the person with the lower roster should win every single time. And maybe person, if I got a 1 million galactic power roster and you have a 2 million galactic power roster, I get double my points. Or if I have a 1 million galactic roster, you have a 4 million galactic roster, I get quadruple my points. And yeah, I'll get thrashed in Grand Arena for a while when I climb up too high, but I'll get some nice crystals on the way down. So, I mean, that's how it feels right now anyway. Honestly, right now it just feels like me getting thrashed in Grand. I mean, it would be the same experience for me playing Grand Arena as it is right now. Activity tiers, lower penalties for losing large. Yeah, if you have a big roster, I think we covered it all. There's some solutions. If you got some solutions, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. We need solutions to the problem of Grand Arena at these lower. I mean, if you look at me, I'm free to play, and I've climbed to Chromium 3, and all I'm facing is rosters with the minimum roster in here is somebody that purchased all the packs. That's the minimum roster. We go back to at least 30% of the population, the active population, bought the packs. I think it's more like 50 to 70% bought at least one pack of the active playing population. So we got to fix Grand Arena down here at the Carbonite levels for new people entering Grand Arena, because we want to make Grand Arena great. Make Grand Arena great again. MAGAA. I'm not where somebody said make a hat and make it MAGA. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Anywho, let me know your ideas and comments. I'd love to hear from you about how you think they can improve Grand Arena. Again, guys, and by the way, I know that Lee Day is out there. There's a guy named Lee Day, and he thinks that Grand Arena is perfect. He's like a politician. He's the honk for Grand Arena right now. He's the one guy I know that loves Grand Arena the way it is now and thinks that it should make no changes ever for any purpose. So congratulations, Lee Day. You got yourself a call out. Let me know in the comments what you think. Give me some ideas. Ideas that where you say they should do it. You know, anything that's going to be Galactic Power based for matchups during the season is probably going to be rejected. But ideas that'll fit within the framework of Capital Games wants us to grow our rosters and get rewards for that. But right now they're super punishing everybody that's free to play or light pay to play. Or even, you know, even these people that just unlocked these bundles recently, they're still going to struggle down to Carbonite. Carbonite is just, it's crap. Carbonite Grand Arena is crap, so let's fix it. Please, Capital Games, please listen. Let's do something. Everybody have a great day. Put your ideas in the comments. I'll talk to you soon. Always remember, where's my button? Nooch too good.